Shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders, a great millstone for teaching this truth according to the Bible. A sincere shalom to the fellow laborers who push this truth and believe in this truth in the last days in Babylon the Great, as we are called to do so. Okay, back with another lesson. And I was finding a bunch of stuff last night on Facebook, and it's becoming more and more apparent that everybody is listening to what we have to say when it comes to this spiritual power. There's been a lot of, videos and animations and AI videos that have been coming out showing Jake with spiritual power. All right. And that's definitely going to happen. Now, what you see on the screen here is a depiction, okay, of the kind of power that the men of the Lord are going to receive in the last days. Okay, what you see in front of you is just a bunch of niggas, though, a 2/3 ass niggas, okay, standing on the street. All right, that's not how it's going to go down. What you're going to see is the men of the Lord who teach, okay, and preach the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, okay, the elect. All right, they're the ones that are going to have that standard and that blessing and that divine intervention, okay, bestowed upon them on behalf of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, there's no way, okay, where someone who has been a 2/3, someone who's been a straight up nigga, a unbeliever, okay, someone who's enthralled and totally a part of this world, right? Totally a part of this world, is going to be defended. They're not going to be defended. All right. However, the concept and the idea behind this video is very true. Okay. And it is almost time. It is almost time. All right. Now they're going to blame it on, like the solar flare. There was like this, a few years ago, there was like this whole thing about how the sun was going to heat up and it was going to give so-called black people superpowers and whatnot. But, that's not true at all. See, the so-called superpowers, which is really spiritual power bestowed upon you from on high through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, okay, using the Rakah Quadash, all right, the Holy Spirit, that is only going to be given to Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are of the elect. It's not going to be because of a solar flare. It's not going to be because of any sort of thing, any sort of natural event. It's going to be supernatural, okay? Supernatural. This is supernatural power, spiritual power, all right? So, chew the meat, spit out the bones, but indeed and in fact, okay, the men of the Lord will be receiving spiritual power. Now, to start this thing off, I'm not going to play the video yet, okay? I'm going to play the video, but let's get the scriptures over here, all right? I got a bunch of them lined up. Let's start at Micah chapter 5, verse 8. It says, "And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, because we have been scattered throughout all the world." So you're going to see brothers getting spiritual power everywhere, because remember, Jacob's trouble is all around the world. All right, hold on. Let me get, before I finish that scripture, let me go to Ezekiel 34. Okay, because the Lord said he's going to gather us from all across the four winds of the earth. All right, this is Ezekiel 34 and 11. It says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, even I will both search my sheep and seek them out." That is the gathering. Okay, when it goes into, I believe it's Matthew, the 22nd chapter, where the Lord tells his servants to bid to the marriage feast. Okay, bid to the marriage feast means we're out here fishing for the elect, okay, to come into this true doctrine, all right, to believe on the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to believe on the sacrifice that Yahweh Shai made. And those who have the mind and the spirit to understand the doctrine and believe on it wholeheartedly, okay, those are the elect. Only the elect of the nation of Israel are going to get the true 100% understanding. Okay, that's why the Lord is seeking. He's seeking those who worship him in spirit and in truth, as it says in John the 4th chapter, I believe that is. Okay. Verse 12, "As a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep." Who is the sheep of the Lord? The sheep of the Lord are the Israelites. Okay. The sheep of the Lord are the Israelites. Remember, let's finish this off. "And I will deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered, And it says, in the cloudy and dark day. And that's talking about the day of the Lord. Okay, go to Joel chapter 2. It says, blow you the trumpet in Zion, which is what? It's the prophets that make these videos and go out every week to prophesy, okay, on the highways and byways, okay, in the public square. Okay, whether people listen or forbear, it doesn't matter. We're called to blow the trumpet as watchmen. All right, that's our job. All right, and it says, and sound the alarm in my holy mountain, which is Israel. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. That's what it was talking about in Ezekiel 34, the day of the Lord. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay, so the Lord is going to invade this planet with his armada, and these missiles are going to be shot off. And but before that, okay, let's get what was I about to get? Ezekiel. I was just in Ezekiel 34. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can get it back. All right. Oh, yeah, the sheep. Okay. Who are the sheep of the Lord? Lost sheep. Okay. Matthew 10 and 6, right? Go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay. Jeremiah 50 and 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place, which is in this truth. This is the only place where we're going to be able to rest, because we have knowledge of things like this, spiritual power that's coming, right? Okay, let's get back to my main precepts that I had. Psalms 110 and 3, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness, for the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. Which is what? When spiritual power is finally displayed, then it's going to be obvious, right? Then it's going to be obvious who is telling the truth, all right? When Supermen, right? Kal-Els, right? Your Kal-Els and your Brandon Browers, okay? Think about that movie. All right, let's think about that movie, Man of Steel. Man of Steel. Okay, that movie goes hard. My favorite movie personally. Okay, this is a wonderful movie. I don't like that new Superman as much. The new Superman it's too long. It's too comical. It's too corny. Henry Cavill, which is the original Man of Steel, which is this guy right here. He was a way better Superman, in my opinion, than the new guy. But that's my opinion, okay? But the Man of Steel, okay, this is about the children of Israel, okay? That's the Israelite man right there, okay? And Allahayim, okay? And that's why his name is what? His name is Kal-El, okay? Which in the Hebrew means all power, all powerful. Watch Elder Pastor Tahar's recent videos. The Israelite man is all powerful. Okay, the Israelite man is all powerful. This movie is about us, man. The Kryptonians are a spinoff of the children of Israel. Okay, and we've been separated from our power, but we're gonna get it back here in these last days. Okay, because the Lord promised it, and we're gonna be getting spiritual power, which is what you see right here. We're gonna be getting this. All right. This is why the nations hate us, by the way. They hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because we have the ability to do things like manipulate the elements and control gravity and do all the type of things that you see in comic books and movies. OK, the so-called Black, Hispanic and Native American man. This is our true form. This is our true being. When the scriptures talk about the angels that left their habitation or kept not their first habitation, that's talking about us, man. OK. Let's get back to this scriptures. I'm going to play the video in a second. Bear with me, y'all. I'm going to play the video in a second. I want to get through a few of these scriptures. Slakia. Bear with me. Judges chapter 14 and verse 5 says, then went Samson down and his father and his mother to Timnath and came to the vineyards of Timnath. It says, And behold, a young lion roared against him. So what did Samson do? We know Samson is one of the most famous examples of spiritual power displayed, okay, in the Bible, okay, known as the strong man, right? The mighty warrior of Samson, okay? It says, and the spirit of the Lord, which is the Rakah Kodash, the spirit of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahushai, came mightily upon him. And he rent him like he would have rent a kid, which is a baby goat. So Samson took his bare hands and he killed a male lion. It says, and he had nothing in his hand, but he told not his father or his mother what he had done. Okay, let's watch this video, all right? Let's watch this video. Slack, yeah, this happens when my phone gets heated up, but we're going to watch this, all right?
That solar flare flipped the whole world, man. Made folks as hell. I ain't gonna lie, power's low-key hard till folks start hunting us. Curfew is active. Everybody inside. Curfew is active. Everybody inside.
What is our block? Why y'all always pulling up acting tough?
You deaf? You pushing me like you bulletproof or something? Officer down! Requesting backup! Neutralize targets.
Alright, D, I'm gone! Love y'all boys, but hell nah!
They still think we regular people. Let them think that. They're mutants!
What?
I can't see them! That solar flare flipped the whole world, gang. It made folks weird as hell. I ain't gonna lie, power's low-key hard till folks start hunting us. Curfew is active. Everybody inside.
What is our block? Why y'all always pulling up acting tough?
You deaf? You pushing me like you bulletproof or something? Officer down! Requesting backup!
Hey, you saw it, man. That type of stuff is real. Okay, it is real, and it is coming. It is coming to the men of the Lord. All right, let's finish off these scriptures, all right? And then we'll close it out. All right, let's get yep, we read Samson, so let's get the next one, which is going to be Ezekiel 37 and 28. It says, and the heathen shall know that I, the Lord, Yahweh, do sanctify Israel, which means to separate, to make holy, okay? It says, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them evermore, and the Lord is going to dwell within the nation of Israel. That's why we're going to have that power bestowed upon us. This is how we're going to be able to take over the planet. This is how we're going to be able to enslave all the other nations. Right? When we go out on the highways and byways, we tell these other nations, these heathen, they're going into slavery. How do you think that's going to happen? All right. We got no military. We got no might. Right. We got no political power. We got no land of our own. We're at the bottom. We're in the factories. We're in the favelas, the ghettos, and the hoods. Right. We got no power. We are a worm. Okay. At the bottom. But the Lord is going to bestow spiritual power upon the elect and the 144,000 to take over the planet. Okay, 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and 74. Hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord Yahweh. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Okay, yeah, the Lord is going to be with us. All right, He's going to be with the men of the Lord and their families. All right, so pray for your children. Right, pray for your immediate family, and they may be delivered. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide. All right. We got no doubts. We got no fear. Okay. First John talks about perfect love rooteth out fear. Okay. We got no fear because we know we're right with the Lord. Okay. We know what we're doing out here because the Spirit of the Lord is upon us. All right. Psalms chapter 144, verse 1, a Psalm of David. Blessed be, it says, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. Right. Yeah. You don't need no martial arts training. You don't need to do all that and boxing and all that. Listen, that's all good and dandy. But guess what? There's another level, right? There's another level that is beyond anything that is on this planet currently. And that's going to be displayed very soon. OK, these boys right here in this video, they didn't train. Right. They got spiritual power and the Lord allowed them to fight, man. The Lord allowed them to learn hands of war.
Requesting backup! Neutralize!
That solar flare flipped the whole world, gang.
This is why Esau is nervous, by the way. You know, they're going to come out with their pseudoscience, their whole IQ thing, and the whole frontal lobe cortex and inability for impulse control, and their societies have dominated the earth and all that bullshit they be talking. You know, we've done the most for society. Where would you be without us? All that bullshit. Listen, when we get spiritual powers, we're going to see. OK, when spiritual power is displayed, we're going to see who's really the superior race. OK, which, by the way, is the children of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American men. OK, that's the superior race. OK, and Esau knows it. That's why he's getting all nervous. Esau's been real itchy lately. Okay, he's got an itchy trigger finger. Okay, and he's just waiting. He's just waiting to get on some niggas, man. Okay, but guess what? You're not going to be able to touch the men of the Lord. I bet that. I bet you're not going to be able to touch the men of the Lord because we're going to be doing things like this. Okay, we're going to be able to do things like this.
Hey, folks, weird as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Power's low key hard.
Yeah, he said till folks start hunting us. Isaiah 59:19. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, okay, then shall the Spirit of the Lord raise up a standard against him. See, Esau's standard is these Humvees. You see these 50 cals on the roof, right? His brass casings and his bullets and his green tips and his red tips and his hollow points and his bulletproof vests and his night vision. That's Esau's standard. Our standard is not of the sword, which was Esau's blessing. Our standard is in the spirit, which is the power you see displayed before you.
Curfew is active. Everybody inside. Boy, this our block. Why y'all always pulling up acting tough? You deaf? You pushing me like you bulletproof or something? Officer down! Requesting backup! Neutralize targets. ID, I'm gone! Love y'all boys, but hell nah!
They still think we regular people. Let them think that.
Right there, what you see there, that's eyes of flames of fire. Glowing eyes. Okay? Yahweh Shai's eyes were red. But, you know, there may be different colors, you know? You never know. We're going to have to see what's going on when the Lord bestows that power. But, hey, just take a good look, Esau, because this is what's coming for you. Okay? Your bullets, your bombs, your grenades, your battle tactics, your preparations, okay? They're not going to do anything for you because you're going to be taken out of power. Okay, you're about to be taken out of power, and you know it. You can feel that you're slipping. Your grip on power of the world is slipping. Okay, that's why you're about to crash out. That's why you're all nervous, trying to talk a lot of shit. Okay, about the Negro, the Latino, and Native American man. But guess what? We are gods. Psalms 82:6. I have said ye are gods, but all of you are children of the Most High. Okay, we are gods, and we will be gods again, and we're about to receive this power, man.
They're mutants! What? I can't see them!
That solar flare flipped the whole world, gang. It made folks weird as hell. I ain't gonna lie, power's low-key hard till folks start hunting us.
Curfew is active. Everybody inside. Boy, this our block. Why y'all always pulling up acting tough? You deaf? You pushing me like you bulletproof or something? Officer down! Requesting backup!
All right, so you see it, man. It's coming soon. Brothers can feel it in the spirit. So with that, I'm going to close out. Give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kodash. Shalom.